quite like it. RFK Stadium in Washington. It's especially different and especially exciting when the Dallas Cowboys come to town to play the Washington Redskins. I'm Pat Summerall here with John Madden, and all the talk in this town and pretty much around the country is the Redskins and their undefeated record. Can they continue, I guess, is the big question.
And I think they can, and I think a big reason is this guy right here, Joe Gibbs. He always has them motivated. He always gives them a reason they have to win. Today they have to win to clinch a division. He remembers what it is. He says we have to stop Emmitt Smith. We can't let Troy Aikman beat us. But if we win today, we can clinch our division.
That guy standing next to him, Mark Rippon, on a hot streak as the Cowboys will kick off to the Redskins. No surprise that RFK is sold out. It has been for a long, long time. And this rivalry is something special to both teams. Willis. And it's going to be Brian Mitchell at about the 11. The Cowboys down in a hurry. At the 16, they down to Mark Rippon, the quarterback. In front of him, one of the best offensive lines in all of football. Lachey, McKenzie, Bostic, Slurette, Jacoby, and Ron Middleton. All of them having career years. Ernest Biner, the running back, Art Monk, Ricky Sanders, and Gary Clark, the wide receivers, although they utilize a lot of tight ends. The deep back is Biner. Two tight ends set up. And Biner gets the carry. Left side stopped by Jack Del Rio and Russell Maryland. The Dallas defense has Tony Tolbert, Tony Casillas, Russell Maryland, and Jim Jeffcoat up front. The linebackers, Del Rio in the middle, Norton and Vincent Smith. And in the secondary, Isaac Holt back to start. At the left cornerback, Larry Brown, Horton and Washington, the safety men. Sanders and Clark wide right. Four wide receivers. Biner at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he got a couple. Russell Maryland starting to come on.
It's fun to watch this Redskin offense, Pat, in that they always give you what they call a different package. We saw the first down, they had two tight ends in there, two wide receivers. Then on second down, they went four wide receivers. Now on this down, they'll probably come back with three wide receivers and one tight end. Then after they show you that, then they shift, then they motion, so you never know exactly where they're going to be until just before the ball snap. But watch all this movement on the pre-snap.
3rd and 6 from the 20. Sanders is the man in motion. Rippon to throw it. Close to a first down yardage. Stopped by Bill Bates. It is a first down, a gain of 8.
Yeah, if we look at all the packages, regular is two wide receivers, two tight ends, and a running back. Three wide receivers, of course, it would be three wide receivers. That means only one tight end and only one running back. Four wide receivers like they used on second down. No tight ends, one running back. Heavy, that's when they get down in short yardage and goal line. One wide receiver, three tight ends. Then heavy jumbo is four tight ends.
A lot of packages, as you say.
And a few plays.
Biner moves. Rippon will throw again. A lot of time for Rippon. Incomplete. Art Monk thought he was interfered with. He was the intended receiver, James Washington, the defender.
And Art Monk doesn't complain a lot, but he's going over there talking to the official. And we're going to see, as we see the formation here. You see they get two wide receivers working in package. Now, that's a tough thing if you're man-to-man, but watch the Cowboys. They just zone this as it comes off. You see they come off. Everyone just goes to their zone. Now, we can stop it right there. Here's where Monk is. That's where the interference occurred right there, and the official let him get away with that one.
2nd and 10. Cowboys showing blitz, and then they do send somebody. This is Biner. to Del Rio. We had a big game last week, again on the stop.
Well, Del Rio is one of those guys that really enjoy playing football when the other team runs at you. Then when the other team is going to pass, they take Jack Del Rio out. That's a lot like the other side when the Redskins play defense with Matt Millen. He only plays in there on running down.
That's when they don't enjoy football.
They hate it.
That's Monk on the move. Here comes the safety blitz, and they pick it up, and Sanders makes the catch. Hit by Holt. Close to a first down. Looks like it might be a couple of feet short.
Hey, Mark Rippon did a good job of seeing Ray Horton come. It was a weak safety blitz. He saw Horton come. That meant he had to get rid of the ball. Gary Clark also had to see it and shorten up his pattern. The Redskins hope he didn't shorten it up too much, so he didn't lose the first down.
You know, John, as they measure, that's one of the reasons the Redskins are so effective. Is because even if you do blitz, they seem to have the intelligence and the package, the plan to pick it up.
Yeah, and that time they had the plan, but again, Gary Clark had to go a little too short. Rippon had to throw a little too soon because of the safety blitz, and they didn't get the first down.
Kelly Goodburn into punt. Kelvin Martin back deep for the Cowboys, standing at about his 23-yard line. Unbeaten Washington, all kinds of records within their reach if that streak's continued. Cowboys coming after it. Goodburn just got rid of it. Martin hammered out of bounds at about the 37 by A.J. Johnson. 33-yard punt. They net 26 after the 7-yard return. Nothing, the Redskins nothing. First quarter, Troy Aikman, the Dallas quarterback. In front of him, the offensive line includes Tuine, Gogan, Stepnoski, Hezek, Eric Williams, the rookie at right tackle, Alfredo Roberts in place of Novacek at tight end, Emmett Smith, the runner, with Darrell Johnson, Alvin Harper, and Michael Irvin, the wide receiver. Irvin goes right, and so does Darrell Green. We'll shadow him most of the day. Got it. Martin Mayhew was the defender. He said they were going to take some shots.
That's right. Troy Aikman says we're going to take some shots, and that means we got to take some shots downfield, and we're going to go to Martin Mayhew first. And the thing is, that was a good move out there by Alvin Harper. It wasn't just an up. It was an out and up. He ran to the out, and then he ran up. But it has to start off with pretty good pass protection. You see, Aikman had time to pump to the out and then, boom, throw it to the up.
Maybe they're going to have another look. Bob
Completed
McElwee.
catch is ruled on the field. The play is being reviewed.
Let's watch the play. Here's Harper down here. He's going to come up. Then he's going to give an out move here and then go up again. You see, that's a double move. You just don't try and run by the guy. See, you set him up. You see right there, that little out move? You see what Mayhew did? Boom, he took the bite on it. Then Harper was able to get by him and get the step on him. I think what they're reviewing is, at the end, when he hit the ground, did the ball come out? Well, there's too many of this reviews already.
Oh, boy.
That was a heck of a play. I mean, then, you know, Jimmy Johnson told us last night, he says, we're going to give you some excitement today. He said, I don't know if we can win, but we're going to give you some excitement.
Now, that looks like a catch from any angle.
I think that's a catch, and I think that is excitement. If you got a team that's the best team in football and you're going to go after them, this is a way to go after them. Don't sit around and be conservative.
The defensive unit trying to get the crowd involved. It's been a minute now. This, you know, I was reading the paper this morning, John, You forget about what this does to the fans. These delays like this.
The play stands.
Play stands. Well, maybe they're trying to get even for last week.
Yeah, the Cowboys last week against the Giants had one of those days that everything that could happen bad did happen.
Harper is to the right, Irvin to the left this time. This is Emmitt Smith hit in the backfield by Fred Stokes and knocked backwards. A loss of a yard. The Washington defense, and they've been remarkable too. Mann, Williams, Johnson, and Stokes. Mann, well, you hear about quality. The others surprises, I think. Wilbur Marshall, Matt Millen, and Andre Collins, the linebackers. Mayhew and Green, the cornerbacks. Edwards and Copeland are the two safety men. Aikman, as the Cowboys are at the 35, two tight ends. Roberts and Awalt for Dallas. Aikman back to throw it. Has some time out to Emmitt Smith. He is cut down by Martin Mayhew right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he got a yard.
One thing you know that Richie Pettibone is the defensive coordinator of this Washington Redskin. Richie takes something away very strong. And the thing that he's going to take away is he's going to take away Emmitt Smith. That's going to be the first thing. The next thing is Michael Irvin. So I think the Cowboys also know that, although they know that they have to get the ball to Emmitt Smith. So the first big play they go to is to Alvin Harper, and they may have to do that again on third down.
AG has replaced Smith. Three wide receivers for the Cowboys. Kelvin Martin the third, a blitz, and down goes Aikman. Monty Coleman, a loss of 8. That might just take him out of field goal range.
It may take the ball away from him. In the tackle, Monty Coleman also came up with the ball. Dallas sends their field goal team on. Here's a guy, Monty Coleman, that is really, you know, a guy who's been here a long time, and Joe Gibbs says just keeps getting better. I don't know that that's not a fumble. He took the ball away. Watch, Aikman is still up. Watch when number 51 comes in right there. Aikman's up. When they go down, Monty Coleman has the ball.
Speaking of 51s, they're going to try a 51-yard field goal. That won't be any good, and they'll bring it back to the line of scrimmage. And so the Washington defense, somewhat in the shadows, gets out of the dark. Hay Stadium in Washington, 8:35 left to play in the first quarter. No score yet. Redskin ball, 1st and 10 at their own 33. Rippon will throw it on first down. Out to Donnie Warren. About 7 right now for an NFL update. Let's send you back to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Pat, at the Metrodome, Barry Sanders goes 17 yards for his NFC-leading 11th touchdown of the year. With the extra point, the Lions are on top of the Vikings, 7-0 in the first, Pat.
Lions up. Washington unbeaten. We'll be in Detroit Thanksgiving Day, 2nd and 3 here at RFK. Blitz shown by the Cowboys. Now they come out of it. Handoff is to Ernest Biner. He got 2. It'll be 3rd and 1.
You know, it was interesting, Pat. It was Thanksgiving Day a year ago in Dallas where the Cowboys beat the Redskins down there. And that was kind of a change for the Redskins because Joe Gibbs felt at that game the Cowboys they were running the ball too much. And he felt they had to go, I mean, they were throwing the ball too much. He felt they had to go back to the run. They did go back to the run, and they've only lost, since that Thanksgiving Day game, only one regular season game since.
That was Ron Middleton helped out of the game on 3rd and 1. And he is a very, very big part of that Redskin offense. Rippon, wide open. Donnie Warren. The tight ends never very much a part of the Redskin passing attack, but sometimes they change up on you.
I know it, and you'll just see Warren. He's going to come down here. Now, as they play the zone, he's just going to kind of stagger down here and take this middle. There's always something in the middle. They don't pay attention to the Redskin tight end. Watch Donnie Warren. They all go to the wide receivers. They go all over. And right in the middle, there isn't anyone within 10 yards of Warren. You talk about a guy being ignored. They ignored poor old 85.
The reverse to Monk. He got a yard, perhaps. Vincent Smith played it well.
You know, if you look at the Redskins and who they throw to, look, 134 times or 75% to the wide receivers. That's the posse. Those are the guys that catch the ball. 34 and 19. But coming into this game, they'd only thrown 11 balls to the tight end, or 6%. And in this drive, they've thrown 2 passes already.
Remember, they did that last year against the Giants.
Against the Giants,
right.
Yeah. Donnie Warren had the biggest day of his career, I think, and he's known as a blocker.
2nd and 9. Blitz coming, and Monk is the intended receiver, and Rippon is knocked backwards by Ken Norton. He doesn't get hit very often.
And that's what Dallas wanted to do is maybe not sack him, maybe you're not going to, but knock him down. Put him, after he throws a ball, put him on the ground. Because the word is, or the Cowboys think, that Mark Rippon is susceptible to be shaken up.
We need to pressure him, was what they said continuously. We talked to all the Cowboys last night. Maybe not sack him, but make him aware.
You know, the Redskins don't allow you, because they always keep a tight end and most of the time a back in the block.
Here comes another blitz. Rippon's pass is overthrown, intended for Monk, who's hit by Isaac Holt. That hit wasn't like a guy who's been hurt.
No, and he's still pointing over there to the Redskin bench. I don't know. We know that Ike Holt didn't play last week. And as you're going to see him come in here right at the end and make that hit. And then after the hit, he got up and he started pointing to the Redskin bench.
But look who went down.
That's probably why he was pointing to the Redskin bench and say, ha, you can't even knock him down. Ha, 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 ha.
Goodbird's punt bounces, and it might, maybe. Into the end zone. They'll bring it back to the 20. 40-yard punt. They're nearly down at about the 1-foot line. Pontiac, Michigan, as John Madden and I will cover the Bears and Lions for Thanksgiving. Barry Sanders, second leading rusher in the NFC, leads the rejuvenated Lions, while Neil Anderson, ranked 5th, powers the Bears. It's a chance to see 2 of the most exciting performers in the NFL today. The Lions and the Bears this Thursday on CBS. Back at RFK, Emmitt Smith. 2-yard gain left side, stopped by Andre Collins.
You know, one thing Emmitt Smith doesn't want to hear, and luckily he can't hear this and doesn't want to talk about it, is the fact that he's fumbled 3 times in the last 2 games. And as Jimmy Johnson said, he talked to Emmitt Smith about it. He said, once that happens to you, and it's so true, every defender is going to go for the ball. The word's going to be out on you, and you just have to concentrate more on protecting the ball, and you hope that doesn't take away his natural talent.
Aikman back to throw and throws quickly. Pass picked off by Martin Mayhew. Mayhew, touchdown, Redskins. Harper was the intended receiver, but one more time, the Redskin defense.
Martin Mayhew is a very improved player. Everyone tries to work away from Darrell Green. Darrell Green takes the best receiver, so they try and go to work on Martin Mayhew. You can do it once. They got him the first time on that out and up, but you're not going to get him on that kind of pattern. He is going to get his share.
That's the 3rd interception for a touchdown by Washington this year. Officially, it's 31 yards, and here he goes. Redskins lead 7-0 in the first quarter, 4:53 left. First quarter. quarter. Lohmiller's kickoff in the direction of Wright and Gann. It's going to be Wright. He is cut down, and a flag on the play. A 14-yard return. Brandis.
Let's watch the interception again. And watch how Martin Mayhew right here can jump on that thing aggressively. See, once he saw that hook. Now, here's the reason. Here's Martin Mayhew jumping on it. He has a safety in here behind him. Now, when you're playing that too deep, you can jump on this thing here because now, if the guy goes deep, you got the safety there.
Mayhew puts the Redskins ahead. Penalty on the kickoff return by Dallas, and they move them back to about the 6-yard line.
I tell you, Richie Pettibone has made some good calls thus far. The first time Dallas got in position to go for a field goal, boom, he went to blitz, knocked him out of field goal. Then they're going to work out there, boom, he gives them a double zone, picks off a play.
Emmitt Smith out to about the 14. Stopped by Mayhew after a gain of 7. Kurt Govea. The Giants over Tampa Bay. A 70-yard punt return by Meggett. You know, I was talking to Richie Pettibone just a minute ago before the game down on the field. I said we were talking, John Madden and I were talking about, you know, you should be a head coach someday. And he said, stick around.
I think he probably has something in mind, but I could never figure out, you couldn't figure out why he's been bypassed for so long, because for so long he's been one of the best defensive coordinators or assistant coaches in the National Football League. I think he may be waiting here. I don't know how long Joe Gibbs is going to stay on as head coach.
Well, with a year like he's had this year and as much enjoyment as he seems to be having. I mean, he was looser, you said yesterday, than you'd ever seen him.
Yeah, but it's still 11 years, and I know Joe Gibbs, and I know that, you know what you go through, and I don't know how many years you have in you.
First down, Dallas. 2 carries by Smith, another one by Smith. This one's not much. Collins wrapped him up for no gain. Well, you talk to both of these coaches, both Jimmy Johnson and Joe Gibbs, and one of the things you always ask, we always ask, is what do you think you have to do? And they both said yesterday, we have to run the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you can't do that, and I think that's true in all the National Football League, the defenses are so sophisticated, the offenses cannot become one-dimensional.
Aikman, maybe he fell forward for a yard. Obviously a mix-up in what was going on.
I'll tell you what's going to hurt Aikman today is not having Jay Novacek as tight end there, because he really felt comfortable with him. And he felt that he was kind of his go-to guy there.
3rd and 8. The Dallas Cowboys at their own 20. 3 wide receivers. The lone setback is Emmitt Smith. Aikman. Incomplete. Intended for Harper. Mayhew again breaks it up.
You know, the reason everyone goes to Martin Mayhew, it's not that Martin Mayhew is a bad football player, but the other side is Darrell Green, so they're not going at Mayhew as much, Pat, as they're going away from Darrell Green. Very few teams will throw on Darrell Green, who's the best cornerback and the best cover guy in the league.
So they'll give Mayhew a workout, and so far he has certainly risen to the occasion. Saxon back to punt. Fair catch signal by Brian Mitchell, and the Redskins will take over at their own 27-yard line. A 53-yard punt by Saxon. Pat Summerall with John Madden. We're at RFK Stadium in Washington. The Redskins, the unbeaten Redskins, leading 7-0. We're just about to end the first quarter. About 2 minutes left.
You know, it's tough being undefeated because you not only have the pressure of trying to win a division and get to the playoffs and the championship and the Super Bowl, but when you're undefeated, that thing is always there. You know, it's kind of like, you know, should we talk about it or should we not talk about it? And the Redskins don't really talk about it, but they kind of giggle about it. You know what I mean?
And they almost have to talk about it because everybody else does.
Yeah, and they do. And even Mark Rippon admitted, he said, we talk about it in our meetings around each other, but we just don't tell anyone publicly we talk about it.
On first down, it's Biner. Biner to about the 33, a good pickup of 6 yards. Stopped by Dixon Edwards.
Yeah, they get in there. If you run to the right side, you get to run behind Big Joe Jacoby, who is kind of rejuvenated in his 11th year. And you run to the left side, you get to run behind Big Jim Lachey, who is probably the best tackle in football. So this is a pretty good go here for a running back.
Rippon on a quick count, gets it outside to Biner. First down, Redskins at about the 40. 7-yard pickup, stopped by Dixon Edwards.
You know, the interesting thing about that throw, Pat, we were talking to Mark Rippon yesterday, and we said, what's the toughest throw to make? And he said the toughest throw to make is the back out in the backfield, like this, out in the flat. The back coming out of the backfield, running into the flat. He said it's easier to throw ins, outs, ups, deeps, anything. He said because you get back and set. That one, and you just saw it there, you never really get set to throw.
And you're looking at the back of the guy's head all the time. This is Biner again. Biner through an opening. Stopped finally by Larry Brown, but Biner got 7 more.
You know, the interesting thing, they've always run that counter gap and they pull the guard and tackle. Now what they're doing is they're putting the tight end, Donnie Warren, in the backfield, see, and he becomes a puller and a leader. So it's not always the guard and tackle. See the tight end, 85, is in the backfield. They bring motion this way. Now watch 85, see, come across and lead that counter. It used to be the off tackle. Now it's the tight end.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score, the Redskins 7, the Cowboys nothing. Washington 7, Dallas nothing. As we begin the second quarter, that's Ron Middleton. He has a sprained knee, and his return is questionable at the moment.
And he has done a heck of a job of blocking for this Redskin team this year.
Rippon, incomplete. In the direction of Monk. First quarter statistics sort of insignificant so far, with one exception, the turnover.
And then, of course, the points off turnovers is 7 points. And the other thing, I think, is right here in these rushing yards. You see the Cowboys only have 15, the Redskins only 22. Both teams felt coming into this game they had to be able to run the ball. And usually you start running more in the second, third, and fourth quarter than you ever do in the first quarter.
Third down, Rippon back to throw it. Has a lot of time. Finally gets rid of it. Incomplete. No flags. Intended for Ricky Sanders. Washington came up to make the hit that knocked it loose.
You know, we're talking about best tackles, and watch Jim Lachey, number 79 here, the left tackle here. He got a little jersey on that. He has a little cloth on Hill there, but he has his arms extended, then he gets the arms in, and then he just pushes them right by the quarterback and buries them.
That footwork.
You can't beat that. All that stuff, football, hot dogs, apple pie, and Jim Lachey.
High snap. Goodburn gets it down, gets off a great kick. Melvin Martin all the way back to the 5-yard line. Out of the pack and almost broke it. Out to about the 25. Raleigh McKenzie tripped him up. Outside. Earlier. Beautiful weekend in Washington. Sort of threatening on Friday. Yesterday was Indian summer, and today is brisk, bright, blustery, but perfect for football.
There's Darrell Green, Pat. I'll guarantee you he's looking for number 88. Michael Irvin. Although on that play, I think he was on Harper.
Aikman back to throw it on first down. Gets it outside to Alfredo Roberts. 7-yard gain, stopped by Millen. That's Roberts, the tight end, who's down. And they're starting to run out of tight ends now.
This is what it's like going against Darrell Green. I mean, he's not only fast, he's the fastest man in the NFL, but he's so quick. And as Aikman said, we're talking to Troy Aikman, he says, you know, he says, I look over there at the guy covering, and he says, you never see much air between the jerseys.
Their numbers are always close together, he said.
I know, and that's tough to throw to. That doesn't give you a lot of confidence when you see the white jersey 28 just blending in with the blue jersey of your guy. Usually he takes Michael Irvin. It was interesting, after they hit the big one to Alvin Harper, that last play, he was on Alvin Harper.
Roberts still being observed. K Stadium in Washington. The Cowboys, Alfredo Roberts.
Hey, that hurts. There's Jay Novacek, number 84, the leading tight end receiver. He's out of today's game. Alfredo Roberts had just got hurt. Now they're to Rob Awalt, the only one they have left.
Emmett Smith, left side, tripped up first by Darrell Green and Wilbur Marshall close by, and Andre Collins. He might have gotten a yard, but no more.
And Alfredo Roberts is the blocker of the group, and if Emmett Smith is going to have a good day running, you need a blocking tight end back in there. In fact, he just ran back in there. But Novacek is kind of a pass receiver, and Rob Awalt is kind of the pass receiving tight end, and Alfredo Roberts is the blocking tight end.
3rd and 2. Awalt and Roberts both in the game now. Harper in motion, and Aikman back to throw. Gets it outside to Harper. Harper out of bounds. A Dallas first down, stopped by Mayhew, but they got 12 yards.
Yeah, you don't see Troy Aikman do a lot of that rolling out, but he looked pretty good on that. I mean, he moves out there quickly. Watch him. This is just a sprint out. He just opens up, just sprints out there, throws on the run. That looks like the old college days. That's very impressive. And that's not a bad changeup either. Guys start rushing you at a throwing point, and it's not bad to sometimes change that throwing point.
First down, Dallas at their own 45, and Aikman will throw on first down. Pass is caught by Michael Irvin. Stopped by Darrell Green. Another first down after a pickup of 17 for an NFL update. Back to New York again, and Greg Gumbel.
Pat, you saw that 7-7 score in Tampa. Here's how the Bucs did it. Reggie Cobb on the first play of the second quarter, 27 yards. The Bucs and the Giants are tied in the second quarter. Pat?
Back at RFK, another look at that last pass completion.
Well, of course, you don't throw much on Darrell Green. Here, Michael Irvin, he just runs a hook pattern, makes a heck of a catch.
On first down, Aikman will throw again. Goes for Irvin. Again, they went at Darrell Green with Irvin. Incomplete.
Well, you know, Aikman said last night, he said, you just can't let Darrell Green off the hook. He said, we want to take some shots at him, but we want to take deep or up the field shots. They think you don't want to run those hooks and turn-ins and little things. He said, if you're going to take a shot, take one deep. Michael Irvin almost had that one.
Aikman 4 out of 7, 2nd and 10 at the Redskins 39. Washington leading 7-0. Awalt was the move man this time. This is Emmitt Smith. He hits down to about the 32, stopped by Brad Edwards. Smith got 5. He's nearing 1,000 yards on the year.
I'll tell you, any running back, you want to get into, through, and out of the hole quickly. I'll tell you, Emmitt Smith does that. Did you see how quickly? I mean, boom, he was right into that hole and whap, right out of it. The more time you spend in the hole, the more time you're spending around guys that are a whole heck of a lot bigger than you are.
5 short of 1,000 yards for Emmitt Smith. He's 8 for 20 today. 3rd down and 5. Aikman back to throw. Ooh, that could have been picked off. Darrell Johnston, the intended receiver. A.J. Johnson was the Redskin defender.
Yeah, I think if you're going to throw to Darrell Johnston, you want to throw not in nickel when you have a cornerback on him. You want to throw like on 1st down when you have a linebacker on him. It's 4th down. It looks like in fact, it doesn't look like it. The Cowboys are going.
Cowboys are going.
Down.
They are 6 and 5, still in the wild card picture very much. Aikman has Smith behind him. Kelvin Martin was the man in motion. Aikman. That should be enough for the 1st down. Michael Irvin. A 7-yard pickup.
I think that's what Jimmy Johnson was thinking about, Pat, when he said, we're going to give you some excitement tomorrow. I think he knows that the Redskins are a better team, and if you're going to beat a better team, you have to take some chances. You can't be conservative, and maybe this is a one. Maybe this is a play that gives his team confidence within this game. Hey, Joe Gibbs doesn't like that. When someone comes into your park, goes for it on 4th down and makes it, that'll quiet the crowd down.
Well, we were talking to Troy Aikman last night. He said, I like to play here. That's Emmett Smith to about the 24. Picked up 2. Stopped by Matt Millen. I like the grass. I like the open stadium. I like the crowd. This is all quoting Aikman. He seems very comfortable, doesn't he?
I know he is very comfortable. I think that, you know, he's finally in his 3rd year feeling comfortable. Is, you know, 1st year, the rookie year, you know, that's kind of a blur to you. 2nd year, you just start feeling, you know what you're doing, and then the 3rd year, you start to feel comfortable. And I think Norv Turner, the new offensive coordinator, has helped that too.
2nd down. Blitz coming. Wilbur Marshall. A loss of 8. They just had him outnumbered.
I tell you, that doesn't help when no one touches. Wilbur Marshall is right up here, and you're going to see him not only come, but he is going to come untouched. You see, there's no blocker. The fullback goes inside. No one touches or even goes towards Wilbur Marshall. And I'll tell you, if you don't go towards him or knock him off a little, he brings a heavy load when he hits you.
How many guys, including Wilbur Marshall, did Joe Gibbs say to us yesterday are having their career years?
He was one of them. Monty Coleman, who's in there now, is another one. He said all his older players.
Emmett Smith. Touchdown, Dallas. Quick draw from 32 yards away. And the Cowboys have a chance to even things.
When you have a guy like Emmett Smith, you just have to keep going to him. Of course, that play was 5 short of 1,000. We know he went over 1,000 yards on that play. But again, did he hit that hole quickly?
Willis with Novacek, who can't play but can hold. Holding. Willis for the extra point. Emmett Smith now 1,030 yards. Horns and whistles. And Emmett Smith. He can make some horns go off.
That penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
Bob McElwee, the referee, whatever the penalty is.
Well, I think it was against Charles Mann, 71. He jumped before the ball was snapped, so they give him the penalty. It'll be against the Redskins.
Well, that's marginal.
That's just one. Again, how quickly he gets in there. He makes one miss. He is very difficult to tackle. The moves that he makes, he doesn't give you a lot. But there weren't a lot of Redskins in those pictures.
Oh. 7-7, 9:35 left to play in the first half. Dallas 7, Washington 7, a 32-yard scoring run by Emmitt Smith. They kept the ball just over 5 minutes. Willis will kick it off in the direction of Mitchell and Irvins. Both dangerous. Onside kick. It's going to be close. The Cowboys are saying we got it, and they do.
I'll tell you, Jimmy Johnson has opened us up here. He went for it on 4th down, picked up the 1st down, and then he gets a touchdown to Emmitt Smith. Then he comes back and goes for the onside kick. The Cowboys are not coming in here to RFK just to stand around. Just watch that onside kick. Almost had a chance here, but there's 4 Cowboys right on it. Andre Collins was a linebacker up there in the front line, 55. When he missed it, there were 4 Cowboys there to get it.
Derek Brownlow came up with the ball.
I'll tell you, this is a way. If you're an underdog playing away, and you don't, and you feel you're outmanned, I think Jimmy Johnson is playing them the way you have to play them.
The onside kick worked. Let's see if they go for a shot right here. Well, anytime you give it to Emmitt Smith, you've got a shot. But the Redskins are up to the occasion. Andre Collins made the stop.
I know it. Collins better do his playing before the whistle blows. I mean, if you're going to get Emmitt Smith, it doesn't do any good to do a lot of talking after he's down. You know, just a second ago, he talked with a touchdown. Watch, Kevin Gogan, the left guard, pulls. Boom, you got the trap right there. Now watch how fast he gets through the hole, and then there's no one there because they're all playing pass defense.
Back we come at 2nd down. They need Aikman. Redskins have a blitz going, but the pass is caught by Irvin. Dallas 1st down. Darrell Green. Brad Edwards made the stop. They're not staying away from Darrell Green.
I'll tell you, I like this. I like what the Cowboys are doing. I mean, they are going after him. They've come in here and just, you know, they started out a little slowly. Then they started going after Darrell Green. They started going for it on 4th down. They run a draw trap. They get an onside kick. They come back and they go after Green. This is what you call attack football.
Plus, they're keeping the football out of the hands of the dangerous Redskins. 1st and 10. Aikman back on 1st down. A lot of time. He is spun down. 3rd sack of the day. Eric Williams.
And that one is a coverage sack. He had no one to go to. He had time. Watch, this is pretty good protection here. Watch him. Good pocket, good pass protection. Time, look. Couldn't find anything, and now, of course, it breaks down. But you have to give that sack to the Redskin coverage.
Williams made the sack on Aikman, but Fred Stokes was the man who applied the pressure. He's out. Aikman, ball play to Emmitt Smith. Down to about the 30. 31 make it a gain of 7.
You know, a guy who's doing a pretty good job is a rookie right tackle, Eric Williams, number 79 for the Cowboys. He's drawing Charles Mann, and he's in there blocking him pretty well. This guy's a big guy. He's like 6'6", 320 pounds. And he played well last week against the Redskins, and I think he's playing well against Charles Mann today. Mann didn't play last week, maybe a little ding, but Williams has held his own because we haven't heard Mann's name yet.
3rd and 9. Bobby Wilson now.
Dallas. That's Dallas.
On the Redskins defense.
Timeout.
Timeout. Back into the picture.
You think that would be a favorite? The Shark, he's the host, and I think Nicholas made the course or something.
He did. Well, he had something to do with it.
There's a guy who's a gambler today. I mean, this guy came in here to do some coaching, this Jimmy Johnson. He didn't come in here to stand around and watch a football game.
3rd and 9. Aikman back to throw it. Incomplete. The pass was there. Irvin got tangled up. That could have been caught. Would have been a tough catch.
I'll tell you, they have some confidence now. You know, they know that they don't have to stay away from Darrell Green. They have completed some passes on him. Now they know that they can go in that direction.
4th down, and they're going for it again. 4th and 9. So much for the field goal kicker.
Yeah, well, you've already got him. He probably figures he has a free one in it. He got this series off an onside kick.
The Redskins put the pressure on. They get it out to A-Wall. No first down. A gain of 8. They needed 9. Alvoid Mays stopped him short.
That's not bad, though. They almost got it to the 20. If you don't feel you can make the field goal from there, which you probably did, if you punt it, it's probably going to go into the end zone, and you're going to get there anyway. At least he took a shot. I'll tell you, I'm impressed with the way Jimmy Johnson is coaching, and I know that the players have to like that, and it's kept this Redskin offense off the field.
Hard to score without the ball. Has kept the crowd out of the game. Redskins got their touchdown on an interception by Mayhew. 31 yards. Here's Rippon. Not much. The Cowboys tied it on a 32-yard run by Emmitt Smith.
I think one thing that you worry about when you don't have the ball for that long, you think that bad things are happening, and you forget that the score is still tied, and you go into pressuring to force the ball and something. That's what the Redskins have to worry about now, that hey, it's still 7-7. Everything's okay.
2nd and 9. Gets it out. To Monk. The Redskin first down. Isaac Holt. The Dallas cover man. A gain of 12.
Well, watch how far Isaac Holt is off of Monk. Instead of covering him, he just pointed to him. You see him? That's a form of coverage. He backed off. I think he was trying to get a linebacker some help out there underneath, because Ike Holt was so far off Art Monk, there's no way that he could have been responsible for him.
Monk comes wide left this time. Fake to Viner. Rippon's going to take a shot. Too long a shot.
Well, Gary Clark is upset because he hasn't caught a pass yet, I don't think. He was down around 35. He thought they should have taken the shot to him. They were both going deep. They came off on Monk. Clark thought he should have gotten the ball, and I'll guarantee you, I know Gary Clark, he's going to go back and tell Mark Rippon that.
Or else he's not going to speak to him. He's angry.
Let's see. You're going to see that he did have him over the middle. You see, if we can go like this and just stop it now, we'll see here's where he throws, and here's Clark all by himself. And that's what Clark is upset.
Here comes in reverse again, and there's nothing there. Tony Casillas wrapped him up for a loss of 7. That's that closet play. Put it in the closet and leave it there.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, we always talk about running, whether it's a sweep or whatever. You can't allow penetration. Tony Casillas got in the backfield. He's a tackle. You know, they're just grunt guys. They're just blah, blah, blah. You know, they can't see anything. They just go in there and start, you know, separating bodies. When you run a reverse, probably just ran right into Tony Casillas.
3rd and 17. Monk is wide right. Sanders goes in that direction. And Rippon back to throw. Screen pass to Viner. He's got some blockers in front. The blockers really got in the way. Bostic was the man he tripped over. Got 9 yards. Russell Maryland, who's really starting to come on for the Cowboys, got in the middle of that screen.
Well, Russell Maryland, of course, was not only the #1 draft choice of the Cowboys, he was the #1 draft choice in the entire draft, and each week he's starting to look more and more like it.
Kelvin Martin back deep for Dallas. Good burn. The punter. Him again. They hurried him. They didn't block it. To about the 39, Sidney Johnson was the first man down. 34-yard punt, 8-yard return. So they only net 26 at RFK Stadium in Washington. As usual, sold out. 3:50 left to play in the first half. The score tied at 7. Pat Summerall with John Madden.
You know, you can never underestimate a rivalry game. You know, this game goes back, and it's the biggest rivalry in the Cowboys' history, and it's always been a big one for the Redskins. And like those big rivalry games in college, when they play, you never know what's going to happen.
No penalty. Aikman slipped down. He thought somebody jumped offside, I think.
Well, again, it was that penetration. You know, we saw Tim Johnson, number 78. He got in that backfield, and that will always cause havoc.
Loss of 4.
You know, watch 78. He's moving early. Now, did he get across there early? We don't know that. Aikman went to turn the hand off, and there was no one to hand off to. So the first thing you do is you follow where the ball was supposed to go. You see the ball was going to go to the left. He didn't get it there, so you better follow in that hole. That's when your blocking is. And if that doesn't work, just fall down.
Second and 14. Irvin. First down, Dallas. Good throw from Aikman. Darrell Green on the stop.
Yeah, we talked about Norv Turner as offensive coordinator coming from the Rams. This is what he brought to Aikman. He made Aikman quicker. He made him get back quicker. He made him throw the ball quicker. He made him throw on timing and rhythm, and that's what that pass was.
First and 10 Cowboys at their own 45. 7-7 tie at RFK. Emmett Smith stopped in the hole and then broke out of the hole. Finally wound up with about 3 yards. Charles Mann made the stop.
I'll tell you, if you count all these moves, you would think there'd be a lot more than 3 yards. Watch, if you start there, you cut to the left, you make another cut to the left, you bounce back to the right, then you keep going, you go backwards, then you go forwards, and then you spin around, and all that, you get 3 yards. But somewhere in there is another big play.
Your legs better be in pretty good shape for that one. Aikman not quite sure. And we get down to 2 minutes left in the first half with the score tied at 7.
I got the turkey that we got to get cooked for Thanksgiving. I'm trying to get the legs out of here. We got to get this thing loosened up a little. Then we'll get this big old thing cooked. And then on Thursday, we'll give the turkey leg to the best player in the game.
That's assuming we can get it out of there.
I got to get some legs out of there. Those legs they're tied in or tucked underneath or something. Remember last year it was Troy Aikman and Emmett Smith won it. 1989 it was big Reggie White of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Reggie really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would hope the turkey would cooperate and let those legs pop out of there. I think they tied the legs in. Got the legs in the side, now they're tucked in the inside or so. I don't know, I couldn't find a leg.
They got to be in there somewhere. That's Irvin. First down, stopped by Darrell Green. Aikman found him out of the pack. 14-yard gain.
Hey, one thing, you know, coming into this game, you knew that when Jay Novacek was out, that Aikman had to find another go-to guy, and you didn't think it would be Michael Irvin because you would think that Darrell Green would take that away, but the Cowboys have found a way to make Michael Irvin the go-to guy.
He's caught 5. He was the league leader, or tied for the lead coming in. He's in motion this time with Aikman back to throw it. And he sack by Eric Williams. Boy, he's been a real pickup.
Yeah, 75 there. You'll see him. He started like he was going to run a stunt. Then he just ran an arm over against Giesick, and he was right there for the sack. He looked like he was gonna go inside. Then he didn't even go inside. He just ran that hit with the left arm, bring the right arm up over, and he ends up with a sack.
That's what they call a swim. Here's Aikman back to throw. Gets it out to Alfredo Roberts. Not much there. 4 yards. Andre Collins on the stop. He'll bring up a third down.
I'm still impressed with the job that Eric Williams is doing on Charles Mann. I've been watching him pass protect there. Mann is the best pass rusher on this team, and Eric Williams has really done a good job of blocking him.
He certainly has. Timeout, Dallas. They have one left. The legs are out.
Look. Now the legs right now. We can take this thing. We can cook it. Then we'll take these legs off, and we'll give it Thanksgiving to the best players. I thought maybe it didn't even have any legs. At least I found the legs.
I don't know if they'll accept it or not. AG to the Washington 35. A pickup of 7. Stopped by Monty Coleman.
Yeah, that'd be something. When if you give an award and they say, I don't want it. They look at what we've been going through here, they won't want it. I think Troy Aikman saw it and he said he wants a timeout. So I've seen enough of that turkey legs. Let's get a timeout because he's thinking here that he wants to get in position to take a shot at a field goal at least.
13 seconds left coming up at the halftime on the NFL Today. The Dockers halftime report. Greg and Terry with all the scores and highlights and latest information. Halftime is 13 seconds away. Dallas has now used all of their timeouts. 4th and 7 will be the situation. Score 7-7 between the Giants and Tampa Bay, and it's 7-7 here. Buffalo 10, New England 3. Patriots are starting to play everybody tough. Detroit with their 7-4 record, and Minnesota with playoff hopes.
You know, and here this is the 3rd time in the first half that the Cowboys are going for it on 4th down. Their choice is to kick a field goal. It would have been a 51-yard field goal. I think they want to get a first down and then maybe go for the field goal.
But they're out of timeouts. Here's Aikman back to throw it. Going to take a Hail Mary shot. Touchdown! Alvin Harper out of the pack. Touchdown from 34 yards out. Harper got the shot from Aikman.
I'll tell you, Jimmy Johnson hasn't made one single conservative call today. I thought you try and get the ball, you get out of bounds, you kick a field goal. They think the heck with it. Let's go for the juggler. If you're playing here, take the thing. It's 4th down. The 3rd time in the first half they've gone for the 4th down. Look at this ball up in the air. Number 80, Alvin Harper coming up with it. How can that happen?
Right in the middle of 5 Redskins.
And he caught it clean. Usually those things are tipped or you catch them on a rebound. He caught that thing. It wasn't even tipped.
Willis for the extra point with Novacek holding in. The Cowboys will go into the dressing room at the half, leading 14-7. Harper, 4 seconds left, so they will have to kick it off.
I tell you, that was a beautiful catch. I mean, I don't know that I've seen football like the Cowboys are playing, where you come in and play as aggressively as they have. We've had them go for 4th down on three times. We've had them get an onside kick. They've pulled out all the stops in this first half.
And I haven't seen a catch like that on the Hail Mary, the alley-oop, whatever you call it, since R.C. Owens used to do it.
Well, you know, there was just one a couple of weeks ago. Remember a couple of Hail Marys,
yeah.
One at the end of the game, and there was one again that went up like that untouched. I'll tell you, Jimmy Johnson came here to coach, and he has done an impressive job in the 3 years he's been with the Cowboys, but this first half of coaching has been very, very impressive.
first half of playing by his players has been very impressive.
Well, he hasn't put any wraps on him.
He'll bounce this one down. Gobert is the man who fielded it as the half runs out. The Cowboys down 7-0, come roaring back. That's the end of the first half. With the score, Dallas 14, Washington 7.
Is sponsored by Levi's Dockers. Relax, you're among friends.
Welcome back to our studio in New York, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Terry Bradshaw. Those of you watching the Washington Redskins and those gambling Dallas Cowboys, it's worked out so far for the Cowboys. They lead the unbeaten Redskins 14-7 at halftime as the Redskins go for their 12th straight win of the season, 12th in a row at RFK Stadium as well. Troy Aikman picked off early, however, by Martin Mayhew.
Well, the corners are settling for the Redskins. They're just sitting there, and that's just a bad read by Troy Aikman.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys have attempted to play on 4th down 3 times. They've been successful twice, including with 4 seconds left. Aikman to Alvin Harper, 34 yards and the touchdown. Meanwhile, Emmitt Smith having a good first half.
Emmitt Smith had 68 yards rushing. You're going to see this is the draw trap. Draw traps are run to make it look like a draw to get these guys to drop deep. The key block here, Troy Aikman to come back, Emmitt to slide over, but this right tackle comes down, ends go out, and he will come across and smash this linebacker. There you'll see the gap created by the offensive trapping guards. Look at this. Set up like pass, pull out, and then kick out. Good block by the tight end. Now Emmitt Smith, this 32-yard touchdown run. Beautiful job by the Cowboys, and as you said, they have gambled, and it is paying off.
Smith has run for 1. Aikman has thrown for 1. It's 14-7 Dallas at halftime. Also at halftime in Tampa, the Bucs and the New York Giants are 7-7. The Giants, in 3 previous attempts, have never beaten the Bucs in Tampa. Dave Meggett got the Giants started early.
This is what he does best. You put him on a kickoff or a punt return and just hang on to your britches. Guy's got great speed, great elusive, been a little, he's been banged up, but now he's back, and this is the big weapon for the Giants.
Meanwhile, Reggie Cobb brought the Bucs back 27 yards and the touchdown. That pulled the Bucs into a tie. The Giants have managed just 46 yards of total offense in the first half. The Giants lost Lawrence Taylor with a sprained left knee ligament on that block by Ian Beckles of the Bucs. We are told that Lawrence Taylor, who was helped off the field in Tampa, will not return today. Giants and the Bucs are tied at 7 at halftime. At New England, the Patriots and the Buffalo Bills, it's 10-3 Bills as they approach halftime. Minnesota and Detroit, the Lions lead it by a field goal at halftime at the Metrodome. Indianapolis and Green Bay at 7-3 Packers at halftime. Houston and the Steelers with 3 field goals leading the Oilers 9-7 in the second quarter. Halftime at Cleveland, the Browns have shut out the Chiefs so far. It's 10-0, and the Raiders in Cincinnati are leading 28-7. That is a halftime score. And the NFL Today continues here on CBS after this word from your local station.
RFK Stadium in Washington, the Dallas Cowboys, after being down 7-0, have bounced back, and they lead at the half over the unbeaten Redskins 14-7. And said to us last night, we're going to show you some fun, some different things, some excitement, and indeed they have.
Well, and it's worked too. If you look at the 4th down and 5, remember they went for it, they got it, then they scored on that play, and then just at the end of the half, again, that was a 4th down play, 4th and 7. I thought maybe they'd try and go and get a field goal. Boom, they go and they get the touchdown. So he did gamble. He did gamble with 4th down. He did gamble an onside kick, and of course that gives them the 14-7 lead. And after the gamble, remember they got the 4th down. After that 4th down play, then they had this play, the touchdown to Emmitt Smith. And then you talk about a gamble. This again was a 4th down. I thought maybe they'd try and get the first down. Like I said, kick a field goal. Not Jimmy Johnson, not Alvin Harper. They went for the whole thing, and he caught it untouched. Untouched by a defender.
A lot of them in the area, but nobody in a position to knock it down. Here's Lohmiller's kickoff, and it's a line shot deep into the end zone, down by Alexander Wright. And the Cowboys will start from the 20-yard line. They lead 14-7. Lohmiller had a bad back, only kicked 1 day during the week, but He didn't show any signs of weakness with that kickoff, did he?
Jimmy Johnson hasn't let his Cowboys show any weakness at all. I think that in that first half, they really got a lot of confidence. I think the offensive line got confidence they could pass protect. I think Troy Aikman got confidence that he could throw the ball. And I think the wide receivers obviously got confidence that they could get open and catch it.
Emmitt Smith. Around the corner, out of bounds, knocked out by Mayhew, a gain of about 8 yards.
Yeah, the Cowboys are just coming in here and really taking it right to them. I mean, they're running inside, they're running outside, they're running right, they're running left. They're, again, pass protecting, and they really have a good offensive game plan today.
That guy, number 22, Emmitt Smith, boy, he's wherever he's been, high school, college, now in the pros, he's been the best, or up among the best. 2nd and 2. Irvin, the man in motion, Emmitt Smith. And up for a first, a gain of 4. Tim Johnson and Brad Edwards made the stop.
You know, Emmitt Smith has so many moves and stuff. Watch, if you just give him a little hole, watch the blocking up here. They start the double team on the nose tackle. The guard comes off on Matt Millen coming. They just get a little crack in there, and that's all he needs. Then he can go in forwards, he turns sideways, and he is tough to get a shot on.
He is one of those guys who never gets hit hard, it seems like. He's a lone setback. Aikman back to throw it. Aikman for Harper. Could have been, maybe should have been caught. But hard to be critical after the catch he made to put him ahead.
You know, he has two things going for him, Troy Aikman does today, that gives a quarterback confidence. One, he has a good running game going. The other thing, he has good pass protection. Even on a pass like that wasn't successful, he still had time. The only way the Redskins can get to him is with blitzing.
They've sacked him 3 times. Here's Emmitt Smith again. Smith outside the 35 to about the 36. Stopped by man, but a gain of 4.
Just watch this run on as we look at it on the clicker here. He just starts off running, and then he makes so many moves that he just starts in the hole, and then he starts going straight ahead. And then he's going to take the ball and then bounce it to the outside.
Down at 5. Irvin is the man. Split wide right with Green in front. Here comes the Redskin blitz. Kelvin Martin wide open and out of bounds. First down, Dallas in Redskin territory. A.J. Johnson. Aikman is down. Aikman took a big hit just after he let it go.
And he knows he's hurt, and I think he's more upset about being hurt than hurt by being hurt. Backup quarterback number 7 there is Steve Berline. Cowboys made a trade with him for the Raiders. But again, Aikman has been almost perfect today. But watch this hit that he takes. Again, they have him down below. They have him around his legs, and he takes the hit up on top. And even with that, the hit below and the hit on top, he throws a perfect pass to Kelvin Martin.
Remember, the coaching staff was saying to us, Aikman's still down 13 out of 19 on the day. They were saying he's just taking too many hits. With Jimmy Johnson looking on, with assistants, it's not as bad as it looks, in our opinion. Watch his right leg.
You see, Jumpy Geathers was 97, and he had the leg, and then Charles Mann was coming up on top, and the right leg just got twisted.
We'll find out what we can as soon as we can. Steve Berline is the quarterback. Going deep, and a man is open. The flag is down. Flag down on the play, Alvin Harper.
Again, and that's that same move that Alvin Harper caught the deep one early. It's that out and up. And if you're going to go deep against the Redskins, that's always been the way to do it, with the double move.
It's against the Redskins.
Just don't try and go deep, but do it with a double move. And I think they got the penalty on the first move.
Defensive pass interference, number 35. First down.
Mayhew, who scored the touchdown.
Well, you'll see it right here. Here's Harper. Here's Mayhew. And the penalty is going to occur down the field. As we go down the field, you see Harper's coming off. Mayhew's going off with him. You see when he gives a little pivot there, that's the one that held Mayhew. Then when Mayhew went to come up to him, he put his hand on him. I don't know if that should have been defensive holding or pass interference. They call pass interference.
In any case, it's a first down, and this is Emmitt Smith. Met by Andre Collins and really met. They're checking Aikman's right knee. Something had to give the way he went down, ankle, knee, something. That's what they're checking now.
Yeah, he had planted the right leg, and then Jumpy Geathers had that on the bottom, and Charles Mann hit him on the top. The one they're really checking is the right one, and then what they will do is they will check the right one against the left one. That's what they would take a look, check the right one, then they'll see what the left one is like. Troy Aikman has emerged as probably the best quarterback in the NFC. Only his third year.
Everyone we ask says that. Awald was the man in motion. Drew line. Out of the end zone and over everybody. Alvin Harper, the intended receiver. How about New England? Detroit Steel leads Minnesota 10-7.
One thing, when you have a young quarterback like a Troy Aikman, the backup doesn't get a lot of work because Aikman, it's only his third year. So when something like this happens, you get a guy like Steve Berline who hasn't played a lot, but not only that, he hasn't practiced a lot because a guy like Aikman will get most of the snaps.
3rd and 7. Berline. Incomplete. Pass was deflected by Wilbur Marshall. On its way to Irvin. Al Boyd Mays.
Well, again, it was just a little, it wasn't there as quickly as it should be. You see, that thing has to come back, boom, 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 be there a little quicker. Plus, it was tipped before it got there, so Mays was in good position.
Novacek will hold. Irvin's shaken up a little bit now. 32-yard field goal attempt coming up by Willis.
I think that they're going to tape that. When they put that stick-em on, that's to hold a tape job. They're preparing him for a tape job. What they're going to do is they're going to try and tape that up and then see if he can go after he gets it supported.
They've decided it's a sprain of the right knee. They're going to support it and see. Novacek holding from 32 yards away for Willis. He just missed it. They didn't even rush. The Redskins just stood there. It remains 14-7. Dallas 8 left in the third quarter. Dallas 14, Washington 7. Dallas has had the ball 10 minutes more than Washington. Here's the Aikman injury.
Again, you'll see the right leg planted, getting tackled and twisted right there.
First down, Redskins ripping to Gary Clark. His second reception of the day, stopped by Larry Brown.
Yeah, that's only the 23rd play that the Redskins have had, and I think that's a problem. You know, you say, geez, the Redskins haven't done anything, and then you look at it, and they haven't done anything because they haven't had the ball.
Second and short. That's the time of possession. And as you say, they just haven't had the ball. Ripping to Biner. He didn't get the first down. Del Rio.
Hey, you watch watch this. This defense, you see, they got 7 guys up in the box, 7 guys that are play and run. I think what the Cowboys are doing, they say, we are not going to give you the run. If you're going to beat us today, Mark Rippon is going to have to do it throwing the ball.
Casillas again got the penetration, and Del Rio made the stop. 3rd and 1. Clark moves in motion. A lot of guys move in motion. They always do. Rippon back to throw it. And there's a time incomplete. Intended for Ricky Sanders. And they'll have to punt.
And I think the fact that the Cowboys have had the ball so much has affected Mark Rippon today, because he hasn't been able to get into a rhythm. He hasn't been able to get into sync, and I don't even know that he's been able to get warmed up yet.
If he has, he's had to do it several times.
And there's a good sign. Troy Aikman putting his pants back on.
That's always a good sign.
Well, that means you're thinking you're going to play again.
Good Burns punt. Handled by Martin. Hit immediately. Just as soon as he touched it by A.J. Johnston. 1st and 10, Dallas. They're on 31. They lead 14-7. 3 left. Troy Aikman up and walking around. Sprained right knee. Obviously still in pain. Whether he'll be back or not, we'll just have to wait and see.
I think the fact that he's moving is pretty good news. That look on his face doesn't look like a guy who feels like he can still play.
1st and 10, Dallas at the 30. Berline back to throw. It is a catch. Michael Irvin.
Hey, that was a good throw. I mean, Steve Berline got back there and he threw a dart out here to Irvin. Again, they're working on Green. You know, they put Green on the toughest guy, but they've been getting out there and they've been getting him moved. They got his hips turned on that one. That's what Jimmy Johnson says. If we can get his hips turned, then we can beat him. And he thinks he can get him on a post if he can get his hips turned.
Berline, Emmitt Smith. Smith to the 46. Danny Copeland made the stop. A flag on the play. Smith got 4.
Yeah, there haven't been a lot of penalties in this game. It's this one's going to go against Dallas. That's only the third penalty.
Illegal block in the back. Number 80. 10 yards.
Against Harper.
Still 1st down.
Still 1st down.
That's one thing. When you have a good runner, you have a great runner like an Emmitt Smith, if he's going to have big runs, your wide receivers have to make a block. That's one thing you always encourage him to do, is get out there and make a block.
And sometimes you don't know when it's coming.
No, and sometimes a guy, you'll go to block a guy and the guy's too quick and he'll turn on you and you'll get him in the back.
On 1st down. Berline back to throw, and the Redskins are coming after him. Irvin's got the catch on the 1st down, and Darrell Green again. A good catch by Irvin. A flag on the play. Way back deep in the Dallas backfield.
And it was thrown right where Berline threw it from. I think it's an offensive holding.
Hands to the face. Number 79 offense. 10 yards. 1st down.
Against the Cowboys, Eric Williams.
That is a tough one. That's about a 40 or 50-yard penalty, because you look at this, Berline completed the pass. Number 79 is Eric Williams, and you'll see the flag right there. I don't know. Sometimes in pass protection, you get your hands in places, and you just got to let them play, I think.
1st and 28. The Cowboys are really high on Eric Williams, their right tackle.
Yeah, that was a 10-yard penalty in a 20-yard game, so in essence is a 30-yard penalty.
Emmitt Smith to to about the 33, stopped by Wilbur Marshall. Fellow Gators, both played at the University of Florida.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen a team throw and complete as many passes on Darrell Green as the Cowboys have here today. And even though that last one, that 20-yarder, you know, they didn't get it because of the penalty, Green has given them confidence, and when you're giving them confidence, it's like sending out an invitation. And they're going to keep doing it until you stop one of those things. Darrell Green has to knock one down and pick one off, or they're going to keep working on it.
The Redskins' only touchdown came on an interception by Mayhew. Darrell Green backs off this time. Irvin had it. Brad Edwards hit him while he was juggling.
Was the thing there. Usually the safety or Edwards will go help away from Green. So they think if they can get that on Green, there won't be a safety there. This time Brad Edwards just stayed in the middle so he could help anyone who comes in the middle.
3rd and 18 for a first down for Dallas from their own 34. They lead 14-7, 7:48 left.
If you look, they've thrown 7 attempts on Darrell Green for 71 yards today.
Redskins blitz. Emmett Smith bounced in, bounced out, and the Cowboys will have to punt. After all the bouncing, he lost a yard.
Well, the defense did their job. The offense should get pretty good field position. Now the offense of the Redskins has to get some rhythm here.
Saxon back to punt. Brian Mitchell. Very dangerous. Back deep for the Redskins.
That's another way to win it, is a good punt return. Because special teams can turn around a game for you, too.
Washington has some of the best lines. It's going to be returnable, too. Line drive kickoff. A punt. Tripped up at about the 28 by Darrell Johnston. So the Redskins will take over after a line drive 43-yard punt. Barbara Streisand and Mike Wallace. Ricky Irvin. Right now, let's take you back to New York to our studios. Greg Gumbel for an update.
All right, Pat, in Tampa, Rodney Hampton, 5 yards and a touchdown. The Giants lead 14-7, but they've lost 4 starters to injury today, including quarterback Jeff Hostetler, who will have x-rays taken on his back. Phil Simms is now quarterbacking the Giants in the 3rd quarter, Pat.
Troy Aikman is down as the Dallas quarterback. The sprained knee. Right now it's Redskin ball, 2nd down. 88 for a first. It's Irvin. First down, Redskins.
I think Joe Gibbs has sent Ricky Irvins in here as a change of pace. I think Ricky Irvins is going to give him a little of that Emmett Smith look, a little more quickness, a little more of that movement, the darting, that type of thing. And sometimes as a coach, when you're not in sync, you're looking for a rhythm. Sometimes just by switching a little thing like that, putting Irvins in there can change the momentum your way.
As you can see, they're going to measure. I said first down too quickly. About an inch short. Irvin's out. Riggs in.
I think we're going to see more of Irvins, though. I think Riggs will come in here for the short yardage play. If the Redskins get the first down, then I think Ricky Irvins is going to go back in. Because I think they're going to expect to loosen up this Cowboy defense with Ricky Irvins.
6:03 left in the 3rd quarter. Dallas 14, Washington 7.
You know, an interesting thing, it's been the Redskins have not scored a touchdown here at RFK against the Cowboys since 1988.
That's from scrimmage. They got the touchdown today on an interception. Warren and the man in motion, and Riggs gets the first down. Ray Horton. Gumbel perhaps a minute ago talk about the injured Giants. They are Hostetler, Lawrence Taylor out with a knee, Doug Riesenberg with a bad ankle, and Mark Collins out with ribs. So they've lost 4 starters in Tampa today.
And that's what will hurt a defending Super Bowl champion more than another team is injuries. And that's one thing the Redskins really haven't had this year.
Rippon just had to throw it away as the Cowboys put on the heat. Ken Norton right in his face with Casillas.
Well, that's what they wanted to do. They figured they didn't want him to be able to step up and throw. And you see what happens. Norton there, that's the 2nd or 3rd time that Ken Norton has been in there and doing that. He's provided the pass rush today for the Cowboys. And again, that's their defensive game plan. Stop the run and take the run away. Make Mark Rippon beat you, and then knock Rippon down every time he throws the ball.
Throwing down now, 2nd and 10. This is Ricky Irvin. Stopped by Del Rio, and again for an NFL update, let's send you back to New York, our studios, and Greg Gumbel.
Pat and John, this time the Metrodome in Minnesota. Watch Barry Sanders, just a little daylight. He goes 46 yards for his 2nd touchdown of the day, and the Lions have expanded their lead over Minnesota to 17-7 in the 3rd. Pat?
Both those teams still going into today at least had playoff hopes. Detroit's 7-4 record.
This is a situation Mark Rippon told us yesterday he hates. This 3rd and 7 or more.
He's back to throw it and has some time. Intended for Ricky Sanders. And again, the Redskins will have to punt with just over 4 minutes left to play. In the 3rd quarter, and Dallas leading 14-7.
And Gary Clark is one upset guy. This guy is a heck of a competitor. And when things don't go his way or don't go well, he wants to be a part. He wants to be the guy that's going to make it happen. And then when he can't be, he gets very frustrated.
Martin back deep. Cowboys have come close to blocking a couple of punts. And again, they do that. About the 19, the Redskins down it there. Dallas will take over.
All the time, and just in case there's a bad snap. He said you don't expect to get one. And you see how they overload right here. This is their overload. This is the side they're going to come and to block from. Now, if everything goes perfectly, they can't get there. But if there's a bad hold or the guy bobbles it or something, they think that's when you get the punt block.
Got a high snap, and they almost got that one. Berline, the quarterback. Emmett Smith gets the carry to about the 21. A fumble. Dallas ball. Aikman would appear to be through for the day, wouldn't you guess?
I would think so. I saw that look in his face. You know, at first, you try the tape job to see if the tape job and or brace works, and then you try to see how the injury is holding up. And you could tell by the look on his face that no matter what the brace did or the tape job, that it didn't work. And Troy Aikman wasn't going to play anymore today.
And the Cowboys have to play Pittsburgh on Thursday. Emmett Smith, 21 carries for 100 yards, over 1,000 on the year. He's the lone setback. Pass caught by Kelvin Martin. First down, Dallas at about the 38. 18-yard pickup stop by Danny Copeland.
This may be a time where this trade for Steve Berline proves, you know, the Cowboys had Troy Aikman, and they were satisfied, of course, that he's one of the best, but they weren't satisfied with their backups. They didn't want a Babe Laufenberg there. They felt they had to upgrade that, and they upgraded it with this guy, Steve Berline. Now, if nothing happens to Aikman, you don't even know if it works or not, but now you find out if it was worthwhile.
So far, it looks like it was. Emmett Smith picked up the ball after man jumped offside. And out of bounds goes Smith in front of the Dallas bench. Matt Millen chased him down.
You see Berline there, he couldn't believe that Charles Mann was there. Berline's still talking about it. He was telling Mann that he couldn't do that.
He's right.
Mann jumped offside.
Offside, 71 defense, 5 yards, first down.
Mann jumped offsides, and he darn near beat the handoff there.
How about that Pittsburgh-Houston score? Pittsburgh 23-7 over Houston. That's a legitimate offside.
Watch Mann now. He gets there at the same time the handoff. He's reaching in there. He's grabbing Berline's arm as he hands off to Emmitt Smith. And Emmitt Smith was still a good enough athlete to pick that thing up and take it around the end. 1st and 5, 2 minutes left, third quarter. Dallas leading by a touchdown. Tommy Agee, he's the deep back. And again, jumping and running and banging. Our information is now that unless everybody gets hurt, Aikman is out for the rest of the day.
Encroachment, 71 defense, 5 yards.
That's the second one in a row for Charles Mann. That time he was in there. He's trying to say that the tight end, Alfredo Roberts, moved. But I guess he didn't, because they flagged Mann for 10 yards of penalties right there.
First down, Cowboys at their own 48. A minute and a half left in the third quarter. Gonna take a shot. Irvin, flag on the play. Flag back at the line of scrimmage.
The whistle blew before he threw the ball, Pat.
Before the snap.
Jimmy Johnson isn't going to complain. He remembers what happened last week. Now, it looks like the right tackle. You see 79, Eric Williams?
Before the snap.
He moved before the
5
snap.
yards, first
So
down.
the whistle blew. The officials blew that ball dead before Steve Berline threw the ball. I heard the whistle from here. I mean, whether they're right or wrong, I know that the whistle did blow. Jimmy Johnson was so excited last week up in New York that you thought he'd calm down this week, but he's not any calmer right now.
On 1st and 15, Berline. Irvin. First down. Berline looks sharp.
I know, and he completed that big one that there was a penalty, and then he completed another one that there was a penalty, and then he comes back with this one. He's doing this under adversity. Again, they're working on Darrell Green. That's not much of a pattern. Darrell Green is really playing off too far. I think he has to get up and get on Michael Irvin before he lets him get downfield. He's giving him way too much cushion, and he doesn't have to. Michael Irvin has trouble with press or tight coverage.
He's caught 7 passes today. No flag this time as Emmitt Smith goes left for about 4. Tim Johnson made the stop. As we wind down to the end of quarter number 3 with Dallas up by a touchdown.
Yeah, if you look throwing against Darrell Green, they've completed 8 for 88 yards.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score Dallas 14, Washington 7. Our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Alfredo Roberts close to a first down, and it is. Govea made the stop.
Hey, Steve Berline has come in, and he's been very cool.
Washington only 5 first downs. And look at that time of possession.
And I'll tell you the other big thing is look at that rushing yards, 31. This is back to what they were a couple years ago. This is what they were the last time Dallas beat them on Thanksgiving Day in Dallas. And they changed from this, and now they're back to it today. Dallas made them get back to it.
Smith to about the 22. Stopped by Johnson. 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6.
Well, you know, here it is. You're 11-0. You got this undefeated thing. You got the dream. You got the history. And it all comes down to one quarter. I'll tell you, you really got to fight for it. I mean, this is something that's worth fighting for. And I don't know. I mean, the Redskins, to me, we're in the fourth quarter now, but the Redskins, to me, have looked flat all day. Now, the Cowboys, again, you got to give them credit because they've had a lot to do with making them look flat so far.
2nd and 7. This is a situation where Jimmy Johnson said they'll come after you, and here they come. Berline. Touchdown to Irvin. Spectacular catch. Dallas 20. Washington 7. Watch this catch.
Watch it here again. You see, he turned Darrell Green. He got his hips turned. Then he started going to the post. The ball's a little behind him. And as you say, that was a great catch.
Willis with Novacek puts Dallas ahead 21-7. Irvin, 8 catches for 117 yards and a touchdown.
Keystone.
Troy Aikman out with a sprained right knee, but Steve Berline has come in and done a heck of a job. The total yardage difference is incredible. Dallas 357 to the Washington Redskins 107. Michael Irvin 8 receptions, the touchdown you just saw a moment ago. Dallas 2 out of 3 on 4th down, and that's been a big key as well.
Of course, the whole gambling of Jimmy Johnson today, you add to those 4th down plays, you add to the big day that Michael Irvin, and then you remember the onside kick was another gambling play that worked for him.
Willis to kick it off. Ryan Mitchell at the 5. At about the 27. Here's that touchdown again, and again, a catch worth looking at again.
Well, let's watch it on the clicker now. Irvin's going to come here, and he's going to try and get his hips turned. You see right there, he gets Darrell Green's hips turned out. Now, when they're turned out, now he can go inside to the post. And then he does that. Now, that was just a heck of a catch. His ball was thrown behind him and all that. But as he comes down the field, he was keying his hips. Once, he would go straight at him and get his hips turned, and then, boom, he was going to go to the inside.
Dallas 21-7 over the Redskins and ripping back to throw it. Going for a bunch at once. Intercepted by the Cowboys. Larry Brown. And the Cowboys take over. Gary Clark, the intended receiver.
The Redskins were forced to do that when they got 2 touchdowns down. Now they couldn't run anymore. Now they had to go, and they felt they had to do something quickly. So when you have to do something quickly, you start going for the big one. You start forcing things. You start throwing bad passes, and that was one of all of those things. Just watch the coverage over here. You see they're going to run Clark deep. You see Larry Brown is just staying underneath him. That's a bad throw. He saw it all the way and just picked it off. But the Redskins offensively are pressing now.
Berline going for Harper, going too far. Brown. Same name as one of those in the Redskin Ring of Honor. Boy, what a player he was. Not the same one, though.
No, it's not the same one. I think when you think of tough running backs, think of Larry Brown.
I don't think I ever saw him score standing up.
It was always flying through the air, wasn't it? Being knocked through the air.
Here's Emmett Smith hit behind the line by Fred Stokes. A loss of 2. Again, let's send you back to our New York studios and Greg Gumbel.
Well, Pat, if it's happening at the Metrodome, it must be Barry Sanders. From 4 yards out, his third TD of the day, his league-leading 13th of the year. As they begin the fourth quarter, it's 24-7 Lions, who are preparing for the Bears Thanksgiving Day here on CBS. Pat?
All right, Greg, 21-7 here. A shocker as the Cowboys trying to bring an end to that 11-game Redskin winning streak. AG is the lone setback. Third down, 11. Here comes the all-out blitz. Erline gets away from it early. And down he goes. Monty Coleman. 6th sack today by the Redskins. I thought this quarterback might have been hurt.
Yeah, they've already lost Aikman. It'll look like Berline could have gotten one here. They come out on the all-out blitz. He just gets dragged down there. And he went in a way that you normally don't bend.
Saxon back to punt. Brian Mitchell back deep for Washington. Under 12 minutes left now. Dallas 21, Washington 7. Good kick. Stickle, fair catch. Clark and handled at the 8. Washington with a long way to go. Berline is limping. Steve Berline had his ankle retaped after that hit by Coleman. He's done a good job, and it looks like he could be back. That's the backup, Craig Cupp, who can't play. But then the other two can't play. Aikman's out with a sprained right knee. 1st and 10 Redskins. And on 8, Rippon back to throw. That's Gary Clark. Tripped up at the 26 by Washington.
See now, you know, Troy Aikman is out. Steve Berline is playing. Now, Craig Cupp is the 46th player. You can have 45 active. You can have an extra quarterback can dress as an emergency quarterback only.
Jack Del Rio stops Gary Clark. A gain of 7 and a Redskins 2nd down and 3 situation coming up as they hurry up. No huddle.
The Redskins know that they need 2 touchdowns to tie.
Trying to set up the screen pass, incomplete as Rippon is knocked down by Russell Maryland. Broke up the middle free. That'll stop the clock with 11 minutes, 1 second left, and Dallas leading 21-7.
You know, you have to like what the Cowboys have done all day to keep the Redskins out of rhythm. A lot of it has been the offense. A lot of it has been the quarterback and Michael Irvin. A lot of it's been the defense. But I think you have to give a whole batch of credit to Jimmy Johnson. I think he came in here today with a very aggressive game plan.
3rd and 3. Some surprising scores around the NFL today. Rippon back to throw it. Now he might take off with it. He does throw it to Gary Clark. 1st down Redskins. Larry Brown. A gain of 11, however. Rippon trying to get things moving in a hurry.
And you can feel the urgency of the Redskins. They know they're 11-0. Their undefeated season is slipping away from them right here, and you can feel urgency.
He goes in a hurry. Caught by Clark again. Another Redskin 1st down in a game at 13. Jimmy Johnson thinks the ball hit the ground.
Jimmy Johnson wants to look at it. He wants to look at it before they get this ball snapped. They got the ball snapped, so it doesn't make any difference.
Irvin's inside the 35. Tripped up by Robert Williams. 8-yard gain.
You know, here's the one that they beat the replay on. I think it was a catch anyway. It didn't make any difference, but the Redskins are going no huddle.
And they're going again.
Everyone has to be thinking, if you can do it now, why didn't you do it all day like this? That's what the Buffalo Bills did. That's why they used the no huddle. Jimmy Johnson saying, timeout. We got to slow this thing down. Let's get over here, regroup, get this thing back under control.
That pass to Monk, good for another Redskin first down and a 10-yard gain. Washington. Pat Summerall with John Madden. Look at the wide receiver comparison so far.
You know, coming in with the posse and everything, you'd think that Washington would have the 247. The interesting thing, 60 of those yards of the Redskins have just come on this drive. 5 receptions and 60 yards.
Redskins ready to go at the Cowboy 20 to 24-yard line.
I think they have to keep this hurry-up pace that they've developed. They got to reestablish it and keep it going.
Monk started inside, comes back outside, and here's Rippon back to throw. Clark incomplete. Larry Brown was the cover man. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Dallas has 2 timeouts remaining. Washington all of theirs.
Gary Clark ran a beautiful pattern on that. That's a corner pattern. What you do is you go down and you make the defender, you see him up on top, you make him think you're going in, and then you go back out, and then the ball was thrown deep, so then as he went back out, he could also go up. So he beat him out to the corner and up to the end zone. The ball was just thrown too deep.
Rippon's protection has really held up throughout this drive. Pass incomplete, intended for Clark. They brought a safety man, Ray Horton, to pressure Rippon.
And you're not going to see Gary Clark drop a lot of them. He's even taken off his glove. But the reason he did, he's let the ball get too close to his body. You see it, he gets it in there, and the ball comes in, hits his shoulder pads, and bounces out. You see, you got to catch it out in front. Well, it just hit his right elbow first. Right. His elbow to his shoulder pads. He never did get his hands on it.
3rd and 10. 9:38 left to play with Dallas up by 2 touchdowns and Ricky Sanders the man in motion. They only rushed 3 this time. Incomplete. It was in Ricky Sanders' abdomen. Flew out of there.
I'll tell you, Mark Rippon has done his part. He's thrown 2 perfect passes. One to Clark that he dropped, and then another one here to Ricky Sanders.
That one could have been touched by Larry Brown.
That one also looked like it could have been a touchdown. Of course, he overthrew Clark 3 passes ago, threw one to Clark that was dropped, and then throws this one. Could have gotten in the way or something, but when you're playing for an undefeated season, those have to be touchdowns.
They're going on 4 and 10. Rippon has time, gets it to Irvin, and he'll have a Redskin first down. Gant made the stop, but the Redskins have moved the chains. 13-yard pickup.
And the Redskins are going without a huddle again. I think this is their best football. That's the 4th time today these teams have gone for it on 4th down.
Irvin close to the end zone, tripped up by Washington. A gain of 10.
That was like the Redskins offense finally got a wake-up call. Jimmy Johnson had this thing under control. The Redskins went to the no huddle. They changed the whole pace of the game, and they've taken over.
1st and goal at the 1.
And remember, they still need 2 touchdowns. That's the tie.
8.5 minutes left to play. Dallas 21, Washington 7.
This is heavy jumbo.
That's Riggs. Touchdown, Washington.
A championship drive.
That's how you stay unbeaten. Drives like that. Mo Miller.
And sometimes urgency's good.
13 plays, 92 yards. Riggs got the touchdown on a 1-yard run.
Dallas. This is a touchdown. Heavy jumbo, 4 tight ends, 1 running back. Good block, and they get it. But the big play was that 4th down play. And it went forward on 4th down to Ricky Irvin. Here you see the Redskins control the line of scrimmage. Good lead block by Donnie Warren. Riggs right in behind him. The first 8 times, they had 107 yards. That last drive, 92 yards.
And their first offensive touchdown against Dallas here since 1988.
I think Dallas came out with a game plan that took the Redskins away and took them off balance, had them back on their heels. They were back on their heels for 3 quarters. And they finally, on that drive, started to get up in their toes.
Well, a big shock, I think, John, was they went right at Darrell Green. Most people don't do that. Kickoff is handled by Alexander Wright to about the 26, where Dallas will take over. 16-yard return.
You know, there's parts in a game that are big parts. And if you're going to be good, you have to realize and recognize when they are before it's too late. This is a big part of the game because they have to stop them. The Redskins have to stop them and get the ball back. The Cowboys, they have to control it. They need some first down.
First and 10, Dallas at their own 26. 8 minutes, 12 seconds left to play. They're not going to sit on it. Incomplete. Verline under pressure. Alfredo Roberts was the intended receiver.
The players on the field can feel it. They know this undefeated. The players on the bench know it. Look at Ron Middleton. They're trying to get the crowd into it. They want this crowd to go crazy. They know that they want this undefeated thing. You can look at the undefeated teams. 3 teams have gone 12-0 in NFL history. These Redskins want to be part of history.
The Bears twice, and the Dolphins in their great 17-0 season. Verline back to throw. Pass is caught by Harper. A Dallas first down. Martin Mayhew.
Again, you know, Alvin Harper is a rookie, #1 draft choice, and I think that, you know, he started and he was just out there playing, but today I think he became an NFL pro.
He caught the pass just before halftime that put Dallas ahead, and he caught it cleanly. 4 catches, 101 yards, and that Hail Mary touchdown. There's another guy that's done a heck of a job.
He has earned his money.
2 tight ends set up. Emmett Smith, the lone back. Smith, the ball carrier, near midfield. Mayhew and Edwards. There's Troy Aikman out with a sprained right knee. Look at the Dallas wide receivers today.
Well, you know, both of them, Irvin and Harper, both caught over 100 yards. Both have had a touchdown. Those are the type of numbers that you expect from the Redskins and the posse, not from the Dallas Cowboys against the Redskins.
2nd and 3.
You can feel the urgency here. Everyone wants them to stop them so the offense can get the ball back again.
Again, a 2 tight end setup. Same play again. Emmett Smith is stopped short of a first down by Mayhew and Stokes. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And you don't think this sets up a big 3rd down? You know, Jimmy Johnson has been gambling all day. Now, if you wanted to continue your gambling, this would be a great spot to go for a play pass. Fake the run, get them all, because they're all going to be up there. The whole Redskins have to be up there to stop the run. Fake the run and throw a pass, and the game would be over.
3rd and short. About a yard. They're all going to be up there. 1 man deep. Smith deep for Dallas. He got the first down. Clarence Vaughn made the stop. Emmitt Smith got 4 yards. That's a big first down.
You were talking about the old Redskin Larry Brown flying. How about Emmitt Smith? Watch him on this one. He flies for a first down. If you're going to get a first down, give it to your best guy. He just took off and he didn't land until he was 4 yards downfield.
That's what you call walking on air.
What you call launching yourself.
We asked him last week before they played the Giants how many times he'd like to handle the ball. He said about 18, maybe 20. Today he's had it 27 times.
They usually don't get into their rhythm till around 12 or 15.
Here comes the blitz. There's Emmitt Smith to about the 41. Eric Williams tripped him up. They blitzed the safety man.
Watch Emmitt Smith here in just his eyes. He's looking, he knows where he's going. He's looking at the hole, he's looking where he has to go. Then he's going to read this thing. It's a little draw. He knows there's nothing inside. Pop it out and then cut it back.
2nd and 6 at the Redskin 40. The clock running. Big day for Emmitt Smith. He's going to get some more chances. Here comes the blitz again. Smith tripped up in the backfield for a loss of 3 by Wilbur Marshall.
That was the play the Redskins needed.
And a timeout, Redskins. Stopping the clock with 4:04 left to play. Dallas up by their opponent in 1934 was the Chicago Bears. They're still at it. This drive by the Cowboys, 3rd and 9. This drive has consumed so far 4 minutes 17 seconds. Here comes the Redskin blitz again. They get it out quickly to Irvin. Another first down on Darrell Green.
That's the play he needed. Steve Berline recognized that as a play. He knew that he couldn't get it in a run. He had to throw it. Darrell Green is up there tight the way he should be. He takes on Irvin. Irvin gets away. He has the bigger body. He uses the bigger body for maybe the biggest first down of the game.
Michael Irvin limping off.
After you catch 9 passes for 130 yards and a touchdown, I'll tell you, you deserve to get a little rest.
Harper left. Darrell Green comes out with him. Emmitt Smith barrels down to the Redskin 25. Stopped by Edwards.
See, that allowed him to do that.
This is a great drive.
I know it, and that allowed him, that pass by Berline to Michael Irvin allowed him now go back slow again, go back to Emmitt Smith, run out the time. The Redskins have already used one timeout. They only have 2 left, and now the Cowboys want to slow everything down.
2:45 left on the game clock. Berline 7 out of 12. 1 touchdown, 109 yards. 2nd down and 5. Smith in the backfield by Tim Johnson. A loss of 2. And the Redskins take another timeout. They're down to 1.
And another big 3rd down coming up. I think the Cowboys and Jimmy Johnson are probably thinking right now that they can take 2 plays to get a first down. You know, or take 1 play and go for a field goal. That's what he has to think now. You know, it was interesting when we talked to Jimmy Johnson a week ago. He said that they have, in successive weeks, they had to play Houston in Houston, the Giants in New York, and the Redskins in Washington. He said he felt to make the playoffs, they had to win 1 of the 3. Well, when they lost to Houston and they lost to New York, and this was that last 1 of 3, it looked awfully bleak.
It sure did. You're playing a team that's 11-0, but right now they lead it by a touchdown. 2:23 left on the game clock. Troy Aikman out with a sprained right knee.
You know, and now do you go for the first down here, Do you think of 2 downs, or do you go to kick? And you remember that they've already missed 2 field goals today.
Irvin back in the game, split wide to the right. Awalt in motion. Redskins showing blitz. They might have jumped off sides, but Emmitt Smith is going to get a first down. Mayhew was coming on a blitz. They might have blown this one dead before it ever got underway.
Well, if they did, it's going to be a break for the Washington Redskins.
They got to refuse the penalty.
Offside, 71 defense. That penalty is declined. First down.
Jimmy Johnson is just saying, hold on to the ball. Now he's telling Emmitt Smith, hey, we don't need any more touchdowns. We don't need any more first downs. We don't need to break away anything. You know, he's reminding him he knows what happened in Houston. All we want to do is hold on to the ball. That is tough. And I know exactly what he's talking about.
You think they need to be told?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, sometimes they just have to remind her. You have to go through the motions of telling them.
First and 10 at the Redskin 20. Whoa, almost a fumble. A bad exchange between the center and the quarterback. 2 minutes and 17 seconds now left.
Jimmy Johnson wasn't thinking of that. He was thinking of the running back. He wasn't thinking of the exchange.
Quarterback before the snap. Coming out without the ball.
That looked like the center missed the snap count.
Well, or Burline left early, and that'll happen. Sometimes the quarterback will forget the snap count. And Steve Burline, I would bet, was the guy who forgot the snap count. He moved early.
First and 15. Today's game was produced by Robert D. Stenner and directed by Sandy Grossman. The NFL Today produced by Eric Mann, directed by Duke Struck. Senior producer of the NFL on CBS, Ed Gorin. The executive producer is Ted Shaker. First and 15. They give to Emmitt Smith. A gain of 3, perhaps. Timeout.
You know, there's been a lot of gutsy performances today.
Redskins.
Emmitt Smith,
yep.
You know, you'd have to say is a gutsy performance. The offensive line of the Cowboys, I think, has done an outstanding job. Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman staying in there. And then when Troy Aikman went down, Steve Burline coming in and making some of the big plays that he's made. But the best friend of a quarterback is a good running game. And once you have that going, it's easy to keep other things going.
Well, the Dallas defense has done a heck of a job. The whole defensive unit.
Redskins can just see this thing slipping away. You know, you get into these rivalry games, and it's amazing what a rivalry can do, because I don't think anyone would argue coming in that the Redskins are a better team than the Cowboys.
I think since I've been in broadcasting, John, I've done something like 35 Redskin Cowboy games. The most memorable one has to be the Clint Longley game, but this one ranks right up there. Emmitt Smith just jumps into the pile and holds on to the ball. Perhaps a yard. Tim Johnson at the bottom of the pile. Redskins are out of timeouts, but they'll get the 2-minute warning to stop the clock. Dallas 21, Washington 14. 2 minutes to go. Here's a guy that's done a heck of a job. Both of Washington, Pat Summerall with John Madden. Dallas 21, Washington 14. Willis could put it away. He's missed twice today.
But I think the thing that the Cowboys are thinking here is that the Redskins don't have any timeouts. Just get the ball on the ground and keep the ball and take time off the clock. I don't even know if you have to kick a field goal.
Emmitt Smith. Burline. That might have taken him out of range, his field goal range. It would have been 37 yards. Now it's going to be 42.
I didn't know that they didn't outtrick themselves. I don't think they needed that. I don't think they needed that. I think they could have just stuck with putting Emmitt Smith in there, and I don't think they needed a trick with Steve Berline on that play, but they've done everything else so perfectly today. You probably don't even have to bring that up.
It makes a 5 yards longer field goal, and they can't afford another penalty, or it would take him out of range if they run too much time off of the clock.
Now they're probably going to let it go. It's down to 3. They're probably going to take the timeout.
Dallas, that's their first charge timeout.
Novacek is the holder. They have 2 timeouts left. Dallas with 1 minute and 19 seconds left to play. Dallas down to 1 timeout remaining. Novacek the holder. Willis will try a 42-yarder. He's missed twice today. 1 minute and 19 left. The kick this time is good. And Dallas' lead is now 10.
You know, the big thing about that drive, Pat, they got the field goal. I don't know if they needed that or not. But after the Redskins scored, they took 7:07 off that clock on that drive.
And they took a lot of years off his life.
He's helping that thing hook in there. Did you see you talk about stress and then the release of stress? There was a picture of it. Watch this thing hook in there. You start it outside the right upright and just let it come on in. And hope it come on in.
Whoa. If he hadn't been a soccer-style kicker, that wouldn't have been good.
Well, you know, one that he did miss just hooked too much, and it was over the left upright. But again, they took all the wind out of the sails of the Redskins by holding that ball 7 minutes and 7 seconds on that drive. That was a heck of a drive.
Boy, you're so right. The Redskins were coming back and rolling. Willis kickoff. Line driver, fielded by Mitchell. And Mitchell out of the pack to the 37, almost broke it. 27-yard return stopped by James Washington. The Redskins out of timeouts with 1 minute and 8 seconds left to play. And down by 10.
You know, what the Redskins could do here is I would try and get one play, hit it down inside the 40 and kick a field goal right now, then go an onside kick and then try and get it again.
That's about their only hope. A lot of surprising scores around the NFL today. Caught but not out of bounds by Clark. Ricky Sanders, beg your pardon.
And he's going to be able to get off the field. I still think they have to get one more and then kick the field goal.
Incomplete. Clark had it and lost it. Hit by Ray Horton.
Thing is, the Redskins gave it a good run, being undefeated. I thought they, had a good chance of going undefeated, but some people say maybe it's good to lose a game. I've never believed that theory.
No.
I never believed that a loss ever helped anyone, and I know Joe Gibbs well enough. I know Joe Gibbs doesn't believe that baloney.
Ripping back to throw. Under 40 seconds left now. Clark, pass complete.
Now I think they got to kick the field goal. Just throw the ball out of bounds, kick the field goal, onside kick, then go for the touchdown.
Clock still running. Rippon stops it with 25 seconds left.
I was going to say that's what I'd do. They aren't going to do that, so that doesn't make any difference.
So much for thinking.
Well, it's a way. It's the only way you have a chance to win. You don't have a chance to win the other way because you need 2 scores.
This game is presented by authority of the National Football League. This CBS telecast intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of CBS, the Washington Redskins, and the National Football League is prohibited. Rippin going for Sanders. Touchdown. 18 seconds left.
That's the other way you have a chance to win it. Throw a touchdown pass, then go for the onside kick, and then kick a field goal.
A penalty marker down right at the goal line. Let's see what this is about.
Well, they called it a touchdown, so it couldn't be that he didn't get in there.
They call it a touchdown again.
That's Bob McElwee, the referee.
Touchdown is good. Taunting against number 83, unsportsmanlike. That's a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff.
Oh, that's going to really kill
is
them.
it?
Because now they can't go for the onside kick. They're calling that taunting.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
You saw him throw the ball, and then he must have said something.
24-20. Lo Miller's kick is good. Let's watch that touchdown by Sanders again.
Well, Roger, you see number 30, Isaac Holt, is there on the ground. And he throws the ball right at Isaac Holt, or Isaac Holt thought he did. Then Holt jumped up like he did. Maybe Holt drew that play.
All right, now for another NFL update. Back to Greg Gumbel in New York.
Pat and John at Tampa. Phil Simms in at quarterback for the injured Jeff Hostetler. A 30-yard touchdown pass to Stephen Baker with 16 seconds to play in regulation. The Giants are up by a touchdown, Pat.
Dallas 24, Washington 21 at RFK Stadium. 18 seconds left to play. Rippon's 29-yard pass to Sanders gave the Redskins some glimmer of hope. But then the taunting penalty puts them all the way back to the 20, and that's where they'll have to kick off from.
And I don't know, and that took it away, because even if they get the onside kick, then they're still going to be at the 30. They still have 70 yards to go for a touchdown.
No timeouts in 18 seconds.
I don't think Ricky Sanders could believe that that was a 15-yard penalty. I don't know. You know, I mean, Isaac Holt was down there, and I don't know. I mean, that seems to be awfully extreme. I think that somewhere, if a guy just reacts and there's no premeditation, I don't think it should be a penalty.
I don't see how it can be taunting if it's not premeditated.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, you have to let them, you know, just be themselves. But now the Redskins still have to go for the onside kick here. Here it is again. The only thing is that Isaac Holt, number 30, was in that area. And Isaac Holt, maybe by jumping up like that, maybe that drew the penalty.
18 seconds left. Lo Miller will kick off from his own 20. Flag on the play. Two flags on the play. Darrell Johnston, I believe, came up with a bounce, and Dallas has the ball.
I think the penalty has to be an offside penalty against the Redskins.
Offside on the kicking team. That penalty is declined. First down.
First down, Dallas, and they can just sit on it now. The 11-game winning streak is over.
And I'll tell you, I think of all the games that I've watched and that we've done together, I think that Jimmy Johnson has done more with less than any game that I could remember in a big game. I think this is one of the best coaching jobs that I have ever seen. I mean, he came in here, he was an underdog in RFK. They were undefeated.
That's a pretty fine tribute. Dallas had the ball 38 minutes and 51 seconds. If you're looking for secrets and reasons, the coaching, the dominance of the clock, whatever, They did a heck of a job.
Michael Irvin, what a day he had. Troy Aikman until he was injured. Berline coming in. And, of course, Emmitt Smith. Once you get that kind of running, you can have a big day. And you got to give credit to the offensive line. They controlled the game, the offensive line of the Cowboys.
It's a final at RFK. The Cowboys 24, the Redskins 21. Remarkable show. Troy Aikman with a sprained right knee. Once again, the final score from RFK Stadium is Dallas 24, Washington 21. Stay tuned for the NFL Today postgame show. Greg and Terry will have all the scores, highlights, and latest information. You're watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football